ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Let's Play Shining Force. I'm Craig Stern, and here we are in the town of Pau. A town that's truly on the move. Ugh, God. I don't really know why they call this town Pau. It could be named after Kung Pao chicken. It could be named after the sound of someone punching someone in the face. It could also be named after the sound these incredibly bizarre mutant sheep make. I don't really know. It's sort of a mystery to me. What I do know is that I'm not going to bother talking to that guy because he keeps moving too much. I beg your pardon, sir. I am a young stranger. Thank you very much. Let's see. What does this guy have to say? As you can see, people in this town are just a little xenophobic. Just a little bit frightened of the unknown. Not that I blame them. After all, I'm wandering around stealing things from them. That, ladies and gentlemen, is a longsword, which, as you might imagine, is the next step from short sword to middle sword. From middle sword goes to longsword. Length matters in this game. And in real life. At least that's what women tell me. Runefaust, Guardiana, the Ancients, I can't worry about such things. Of course you can't. You're old. You'll die soon anyway. Now that is a funny looking fellow over there. Before I talk to him, though, I'm going to talk to this guy right over here. Yes, I am. Oh, well then. It's very important. Yeah, well, you're starting to bother me, so I'm done talking to you. Let's talk to this gentleman in the corner. Oh dear God, it's a dragon. Greetings, Bouffant. I am General Elliot of Runefaust. Will you listen to me? Well, the answer is obviously yes, because I've already listened to him say that. So, yes, I will listen to him. Good, for what I have to say should interest you. Runefaust has been corrupted by Darksaul. He came from nowhere to sway our king. Darksaul told King Ramladu that the world would be his to rule forever. All he needed was the legacy of the ancients, Darksaul claimed. Our king listened. Though I hate Darksaul and his plans, I am a loyal subject of King Ramladu. When we meet next, Bouffant, it will be on the battlefield. Our king is fully under Darksaul's influence. All this warfare is Darksaul's doing. If you defeat me in battle, please free Runefaust from Darksaul's clutches. So there you have it. General Elliot, a fine, upstanding dragon warrior thing, if ever I saw one. What? Okay. I feel like maybe there was a first part to that sentence that she might have wanted to tell me. Yes, yes. You hate being a nomad. That's fine. Say, that was General Elliot! A fine being, so they say. That's what I say. I say General Elliot was a fine being. In fact, I'll say that all day long. General Elliot is a fine, fine being. Okay, I guess that priest doesn't want to talk to me. He's just gonna hang out up there. And let's see, I think over here we have headquarters, right? Not much else to do at this point other than leave town. Oh, actually, one other thing. There's a... As you can see, the guards are no longer blocking my way onto the caravan because I talked to General Elliot. Now all of a sudden they're like, oh, come on board! You're not any old stranger anymore. Now you're a stranger who talked to an arbitrarily chosen NPC. And that means that you can come right on board. bread of life. Bet it's tasty. You know what? I do want weapons. I am going to get a longsword for Balbaroy. Because Balbaroy could probably use it. Actually, from the look of things, I could do with selling a few items here. I'm trying to decide if I should get a power staff for Dow. Well, I have enough gold. Might as well. I remember that fiasco when I tried to have her attack with the wooden staff in the last battle. I don't want to buy anything else, but I do want to sell some things. Get rid of that wooden staff. It's completely worthless. He, on the other hand, is very excited about it. It's mine! All mine! Sell middle sword. Yep. And well, Xylo doesn't need anything because he's a stone-cold killer. Sell the middle sword. Don't really need that steel arrow. Ooh, that is a nice chunk of change. I think that might be everything I need to sell. Yep. Okay, cool. We are looking good here, folks. Yep. Thank you. Do come again. Oh, I won't. Because I already bought everything that you have that's even remotely valuable. Important point, you have to remember to actually equip these things once you buy items for people. Otherwise, they're going to go into battle, and they're not going to have the weapon equipped. Whatever. Who are you? Funny, that's exactly what that other guard said. That's not really a good way to introduce yourself to someone, Ernest. Maybe you should be like, "Hi, my name's Ernest. I'm a centaur. I've got this funky scar over my eye." You know, maybe you shouldn't be running around blabbing about how you want to kill people. That could be off-putting to people who aren't expecting you to do that. Legs of Haste. Ooh. Well, I need to make room for those, because I like Legs of Haste. Legs of Haste, much like the Bread of Life, is a permanent stat-boosting item. In this case, it permanently boosts agility. And as we all know, agility is pretty useful. Well, that was a completely useless chest. That's a good way to run your society. Queen Coron. More like Queen Moron, am I right? Am I right? Huh? I am Queen Coron! Have you enjoyed your visit? I think we're ready to leave! Everything is ready, Your Highness. We can leave any time you wish. Well, don't ask me or anything. It's not like I should have a say in when you leave, right? Well, let's not be rude to our visitor. Is it okay with you if we move along? Yes, Queen Moron, you can move along. We'll be leaving now. Good luck. Please step outside. It's time for us to go. And with an extremely strange noise, the town of Pau vanishes, leaving a bunch of tracks in its wake. Now, this doesn't happen unless you did what I did back in Bustoke, going down to see Kokichi and checking out his engine. But luckily we did do that, so Kokichi's gonna show up and join us now. As if we don't have enough old people. You're gonna have to fight Gort for the for the position of old fart on this team, Kokichi. You know, I kind of want to use Kokichi. I don't usually use him, but I think it might be fun to use him in this playthrough. Did I hear about you and Pow? Yes, but I'm kind of curious to know what happens if I say no. I was a guard there, but I slept on duty too much. They fired me. Well, from the appearance of his nose, it looks like he's kind of a drunk, too. I heard about you and Pow. I'm joining up. No, don't thank me. It's my pleasure. Well, thank God, because I was just thinking about how the Shining Force desperately needs a drunk who sleeps on the job. That is absolutely crucial to our success. Okay, I'm pretty sure that we get Domingo soon, but not just yet. Can you tell I'm excited? I'm really excited about getting Domingo. He is my favorite character. I haven't decided yet who I'm going to kick off the force to make room for him with, though. Oh, what's that? Oh, that's right. I forgot that Balbaroy got killed in the last battle. Well, let's raise him from the dead. Poor Balbaroy. That's kind of gruesome to think about, you know? I went into that equip screen and equipped him with a new sword. What was I actually doing there? Was I, like, just taking his middle sword out of his cold, dead hands and sticking a long sword in there? It's kind of grisly. I'd almost rather the game just didn't let you do it at all. Oh no, you've done enough, Father. Yes, the powers of light will always be with me, blah blah. Yada yada. Alright, so let's see what we can do about putting Kokichi on this team. Am I ready? Oh boy, am I. I want to take Kokichi. Who will I leave behind? That is a great question. Let's think about this. You know, I'm thinking about leaving Luke behind, honestly. He's a little bit slow, and he's just plain not as good as Gort in this particular playthrough. I usually use Luke, but I think I might just have to sacrifice him for the sake of using Kokichi here. Nope. Nope. Yes, the hordes of Runefast are still on the attack. Blah, blah. You and your whatever, Nova. I'm done talking to you. Aw, you're bored. Well, if you weren't a crappy archer, maybe I'd use you, Diane. You ever thought of that? I just took you out of the Shining Force, Luke. Just now. You need to learn to entertain yourself. Yeah, I remember you're here, Hans, and that's where I want you. Yeah, Pell, you got thrown, like, over 100 feet off a cliff. I think you could probably use a little bit of a rest. Yeah, just stay away from my booze, Vankar. You want action. Well, maybe if you didn't suck, Amon, then you would see some action. Life's hard. What can I say? Hey, look, there's Kokichi. That's the kind of attitude I like to see from an old steampunk flying guy. Yep, well, time to go home, Zyla, because we are about to fight another battle. And this one is a pretty fun battle. I'm excited. The time for battle has come for King Ramblado. Nova says General Elliot is said to be the finest swordsman in all of Rune. Take care, Bouffant. Yep. I'll take care. I don't know what he means by that. But I don't like that tone, Nova. Alright? I'm not gonna take care. What I am gonna do is take care of Elliot, if you know what I mean. So, one thing I really like about this battle is that it takes place on a wide open field. You can actually do some maneuvering, which is really a nice change of pace after that horrid battle we had to go through in the quarry and the equally horrid one we had to go through immediately afterwards. It's also kind of nice to be facing a massed force for a change instead of just isolated enemies scattered randomly around the battlefield. Usually, by this point, I'm so desperate for a nice head-on challenge that... Let me see what Kokichi's equipped with. Sorry, I'm interrupting myself. Oh, he has a bronze lance. Dang, I was afraid that would be the case. Well, I'll just have him use that for now and get him a power spear when I get back to POW again. A power spear. Anyway, like I was saying, by this point in the game, I'm usually so desperate for a nice, straightforward battle that I just plunge head-on into that giant wad of lizardmen and Pegasus Knights over there. However, in my last playthrough, I tried something different. I tried heading down to the south and approaching that group from the bottom. And it worked out pretty darn well. I was impressed with the effectiveness of that particular strategy. So I think I'm going to try to duplicate it. And not merely because I regret having wasted over an hour playing it and producing a video I couldn't upload. Although that might also play in somehow. So you can see there's a new enemy type over there, the artillery. Artillery actually aren't that great. I'm not really sure why they stuck them in this game, honestly. I mean, they don't really do much more damage than the Dark Elves. And they don't really move that much faster. And they actually have less health than a Dark Elf does. The only thing I can think of as to why they would have put that in the game is that this is around the point in the game where you start promoting your characters. And promoted characters actually kind of suck. Not to put too fine a point on it, they're just not very good. They lose all kinds of stats, and you basically have to build them back up again. The only reason why you would want to promote someone, that I'm aware of anyway, is to let them use certain weapons and items that require a promotion in order for them to use. And incidentally, that's also my theory as to why they have Silver Knights. You probably remember in the last battle, Silver Knights, not very tough for this point in the game. Attack of only 18 and a defense of 12. And 16 hit points? That's actually kind of pitiful for this point in the game. I mean, the artillery at least has an attack of 24, but... yeah, no, these aren't, like, real threats. This is where the battle is. Those guys are there, I think, to provide fodder for characters who've just been promoted and are really weak. Now, speaking of items that you can only use when you're promoted, there is a fellow, a lizardman, over in this giant death ball here, that has one of those items and drops it when you kill him, provided you have the good sense to kill him with someone who has space in their inventory. And I'll show you in just a minute. He has an axe that is just awesome. No, it's not that gun. Yep, it's that guy. You see there, under equipped, under item where it says heat axe? The heat axe is an excellent, excellent weapon. It deals way more damage than a middle axe, and when you use it, it casts Blaze level 2. Yeah, it basically turns Gort into a combination axe murderer slash mage. It basically makes him one of the best characters on your team for a solid chunk of the game. If he wasn't already. I mean, Gort's pretty good. I'm kind of wondering if it would be worth my time to get that heat axe and then run back to the, well, it's not really POW anymore, right? It's that place that was POW. Promote Gort, and let him just use the heat axe for this whole battle. Ordinarily, I probably would do something like that. However, this battle does take a while just because it takes so long to get across the battlefield to where the enemies are. And I don't want to make you sit through this battle more than once. So I am going to stick to my word. I'm going to maintain my one battle, one time policy. And that is that. There's Gong. Balbaroy. What I'm probably going to do is send Balbaroy up ahead and draw off some of those Pegasus Knights. Play upon their intense loathing for anything bird-related. And see if I can lure them back to this line of death here. Where I can cook them, freeze them, stab them, and otherwise make them wish they'd never been born. Gort super duper needs to gain a level. Not because he's behind, but because he has to be promoted to use the heat axe. And the heat axe is so good that not letting him use it is almost criminal. Yep, that's all it takes. Just sending out Balbaroy, and suddenly the Pegasus Knights are seeing red. It's a bird, man! It's an abomination! Kill it! That's what they're thinking. I guarantee it. Just like the guy who owns Men's Warehouse. George Zimmerman, is it? I forget what his name is. Part of the value of drawing them out like this is that they don't get the benefit of the Dark Priests. I'm going to be here healing my guys, and they are going to not be able to do that. You know, I actually did this much more effectively last time, because I somehow managed to only draw off a small number of these enemies rather than a gigantic clump of them. Where's that heat axe user? Oh, there he is. Can Ken reach him? Yes, he can. Yeah, okay. The problem is I don't want Ken to kill him because he has no room in his inventory. And if I kill that guy with someone who can't pick up the axe after he drops it, that is going to suck tremendously. Also sucks tremendously is throwing a spear and missing. I'm not a fan of that. Alright, Gort. Time to strut your stuff. Or, alternately, you could just swing and miss. I guess that's also a good use of your time. Man, I would love to get off a Freeze 2 on those guys. Unfortunately, Henri doesn't know Freeze 2 yet. but we're just speaking in hypotheticals here. Alright, Kokichi, show me what you can do. 4 points of damage. That's actually not very much. I'm a little disappointed in you, Kokichi. I kicked Luke off my team to get you. You need to step it up. Alright, well, Balbaroy at least can do a little more than that, right? No, he can't. Never mind. For the love of God, could someone just hit a Pegasus Knight? Could we make that happen? Xylo, you can do it. See? I have faith in Xylo. He's a werewolf. I still don't know what a werewolf is, but I trust it's something pretty impressive because he gets results. I just realized I never actually equipped Dao with her new staff. Luckily, it doesn't actually matter for purposes of casting spells. Xylo, meanwhile, is not impressed by that Pegasus Knight's attempt at an attack. Balbaroy, on the other hand, this could be bad. Ooh, no. Balbaroy learning a thing or two from the Pegasus Knights. Well done. You know what? I have to constantly check and make sure that I'm not about to kill the guy with the heat axe. Okay, good. Now, in an ideal world, Gort would be promoted already, and whoever... Yeah, he would be promoted already and able to use the heat axe. Oh, nice job, Kokichi. And that would then make it really easy for me to simply have him get it by killing the guy who has the heat axe. That would be really nice and easy. He can still get the heat axe by killing the lizardman who has the heat axe, but it's not as useful when Gort can't actually use the thing. Oh, holy cow, for a second I thought it was actually going to do something smart, like use one of the characters to attack, instead of just sort of lining up like a bunch of idiots. So much for that. Now you might wonder why I'm doing that, and the answer is, I really want Henri, or possibly Dao, to get in a Blaze 2 that hits a ton of enemies. Looks like it's gonna be Dao. Check this out, this is going to be a 4-enemy Blaze 2. I can hardly wait. Those are some nice dead enemies right there. Let's see, May, do you have any room? Oh, you certainly do. Maybe I will have you finish off this sucker with the heat axe. I'm actually a little concerned that he might use the heat axe. I don't remember if the AI in this game ever does that, but if it did, that could have some very nasty consequences. Now Henri gets to go. I suppose I will have her finish off one of these enemies here. Let's see. Oh, he's completely unhurt. And he's on the verge of death. I think I know who I'm going to have on re-attack. Now, I know I could just use a Blaze 1 here, and it would only be like 66% the cost for the same result. But I just really like the freeze spell. For me, that extra magic point is worth it, just to see that cool little spiral, that cool little whirlwind of ice. What can I say? I'm a sucker for aesthetics. Alright, Xyla. Teach this Pegasus Knight to float there and do nothing. That's right, that's what happens, Pegasus Knight. Oh, no, he's doing something useful. Hopefully he doesn't succeed. Oh, good. All is well in the world, ladies and gentlemen. The AI did something intelligent, and it didn't completely kill me. Incidentally, I know I've mentioned this already, but the fact that the Pegasus Knights dodge so much theoretically means that they would be a really, really excellent candidate for the slow spell. If it actually worked more than once in a blue moon, I would use it on them. Unfortunately, it just doesn't. Which is highly, highly unfortunate. Has anyone on my team even heard at this point? Well. Chris isn't exactly hurt, she just leveled up, but whatever. It's an excuse to get Gong some experience points. We are going to do some promoting when we get back to POW. Haha, Kokichi! Kokichi, you sly little bastard. Man, you could see that lizardman thinking for a second. What do I do? Oh, I know, I will attack someone I can barely hurt. It's a little sad, folks. The lizardmen just aren't that bright. It's not their fault, though. They're just following orders. Really, it's General Elliot that's kind of dumb. Oh man, I didn't even realize he was level 10 already. This is great news. I'm going to be able to promote him just as soon as I get back to POW. Assuming he doesn't get killed. And in this game, that's never a safe assumption. Oh, I know who I want to kill. Come on, Pegasus Knight. Wow, counted 99 experience. Fancy that. Wow, his defense increased by 2. Must be a blue moon. Who do I want to kill? I know. I don't know if you can tell this, but I really don't like Pegasus Knights. Any unit that dodges as much as they do is not welcome in my game that I'm playing. You know, I was afraid when I started recording this that you would hear my neighbors, who are currently celebrating St. Patrick's Day rather loudly, in the background, but it would appear that they've somehow toned it down. I might regret saying that later if I listen to the video and you can hear them, but right now I can't hear them, and that's a good sign. Oh, why did I select that? I didn't mean to hit stay. Well, whatever. Hopefully I don't lose the battle. Oh my god, I lost the battle. And if I were smart, I would have done a quick save, but I didn't. So guess what, folks? That's the end of this Let's Play. This particular episode ends with me dying. I'm going to pick up the next Let's Play episode in the middle of the battle, so that you don't have to watch all of that all over again. Yeah, that's about it. I'm Craig Stern. Thank you for watching Let's Play Shining Force, and I will see you next time.